Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. If you saw the unboxing video, you would know that we are reviewing the top picks Cody Rhodes. I don't know exactly which wave this is, I just know I have the Matt Riddle from this set. Would be kind of cool if I could get the Rey Mysterio one of these days, but I'm not too worried about it. I am super excited to have this in hand though. This is probably one of my favorite gears that Cody Rhodes has had out in the Mattel figure line since he's returned. That and the original Elite 101 blue gear, that is also a pretty nice figure I'd love to get my hands on. Honestly, Cody Rhodes has a lot of figures that I still have to get, like his, the original Stardust and not the Chase variant, as I do have the Chase variant, but that's enough said. Why don't we get into this Cody Rhodes action figure review and get him out of his plastic prison now, shall we? Alrighty you guys, now that we have the Cody Rhodes all out of the packaging, we can get into his accessories. Thankfully not too many accessories here, though he does come with 3 sets of interchangeable hands. As you can see, we've got the 2 sets of hands here, and then we've got the set of hands up here on the figure. We've got the open hands on the figure. We've got a set of fist hands and a set of wrist tape weapon holding hands, all one with wrist tape and then one without. And well, of course, one thing that does bother me with this being the older style, the interchangeable hands, we have him on the skin tone peg with the white wrist tape coming out of it, and it does look really weird, but that's besides the point. I've got the Ultimate Edition. I can always just use his hands if I need to. As you can see, one of the Ultimate Editions here, if I recall correctly, has the peg in. If not, here's another example of the one with the Ultimate Edition hand for sure, not having the peg. So either way, I can take care of that with no problem. Of course, we've also got the American Nightmare weight belt that says Nightmare across it with the Cody Rhodes logo there. I do like the way this looks, but I don't know if I like the fact that it plugs in like a championship instead of the way the Ultimate Edition weight belt does plug in, but maybe this one fits a little bit better around the figure. I don't know, we'll have to test that out when we get the chance, but first things first, let's get into this action figure now, shall we? We've got this nice Cody Rhodes head scan. I do kind of like the way this head scan is a bit more than the Ultimate Edition variation of this, as with the Ultimate Edition variation, which I do have on hand, he doesn't really have any extra effects. His lips just look plain. There's no darkness around the eyes really, though I do appreciate what that one is. I do like the way this one comes off a bit more, so I may use this one a bit more for the Fed. Of course, the hair and all that's looking nice, though you do have the neck tattoo problem, as it doesn't really look like the neck tattoo was applied the best there, along with the fact that it comes up onto his face, which I get it does that in real life, but it just doesn't look appealing in action figure form. You've got the Dream tattoo written across the chest, which I want to say is in a decent spot. I don't know exactly where it's placed on Cody Rhodes' chest. I'm not staring at his pectoral muscles all the time. What a weird way to put that. But you've got the amazing gear as to, the main reason why I bought this Cody Rhodes. I love this light gunmetal blue, this metallic light blue look that it's got to it. Then you've got the darker blue all throughout the rest of the gear, if you can see. It kind of reminds me of the one Elite that I have in red, the patterns on it. So just to kind of bring that out, it has that pattern, but it's in a darker shade of blue, which is a really nice touch. because I didn't ever really notice that watching action figure reviews of this figure, as you know, it is a bit older. But I do just appreciate this attire for what it is. You've got the eagle there, you've got the blue stripe with the stars in it, you've got like the war medal look on the side here with the American Eagle head. It all looks really nice, and you know, it's still fairly simple too. I can't say this is an overly dramatic design, though. There's some spots on it that I guess could come out a little bit better, like the eye here on the eagle. If my camera would focus, you get 2 eyes unless you have the leg in the right spot, and even then, so technically, like, the logo placement probably could have been a little bit better for this Cody, as well, he'd be a little bow-legged, but meh, not my problem. Maybe that's actually the way the attire is meant to look. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I do, of course, appreciate it being on double-jointed pin-in legs. We've got the nice all-white boots with the American Nightmare logo on both boots, looking nice and clean. Of course, this was before the boots actually rotated, so you've just got the simple little bits of pivots and the boot articulation in itself. But yeah, you know, because it's on the older formula, everything does move around quite nice, and it's not loose or anything either, which is also always a great touch. You know, I wish Mattel would keep up the quality that they did here, because I want to say, if you can see it on there, this was made in China more than likely. I don't know if it's on that boot or if it's on this boot. More than likely on this one, because I can barely fucking see everything that's on there. So, let me just look at it with my own eyes. Yeah, it says made in China, so this was made in the older factory. A lot of the ones that are made in Vietnam are the ones that are having the big problems with the legs and stuff of that nature. So for instance, if I can find them real quick, I'm talking a little bit louder too, because God forbid you guys can actually hear me. But technically, oh, there we go, perfect. I actually found the one I was looking for. So, like with this Lexus King, for example, he had leg issues. He actually has stiff-ass knees. And he does have the boot rotation, and he is from the Vietnam factory, if I can get it to zoom in here. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't say it on the boot there. Maybe it's on the other one. Yeah, made in Vietnam. You can see it right there on the boot. So, just keep that in mind, I guess. Just keep that in mind if you didn't already know all that already. Maybe if you did, you probably skipped ahead a little bit. I don't blame you there. Why don't we get into some Cody Rhodes action figure comparisons now? Alrighty, you guys, now as you can see, we've got all my Cody Rhodes here, well, except for my green gear AEW one and the red one, because I technically don't have a torso on them, so I didn't feel like just having the body, parts standing here. But we've got the AEW Supreme Walmart exclusive Cody Rhodes, we've got the Chase variant Stardust, we've got the Red Gear Top Picks Cody Rhodes, if I remember correctly, because I want to say both of these two are the Top Picks variants of Cody Rhodes. And then we've got the Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes here. And well, what a sight to behold, honestly. Nice having myself a little bit of a Cody Rhodes collection going on now. Especially knowing that back in the day, I had the original, undashing Cody Rhodes, and that's still one I don't have with the newer, release on it. Definitely want to get my hands on that at some point if I can. Especially since it's got the updated, more accurate jacket and stuff of that nature. But yeah, we've got all these Cody Rhodes here. We might as well just kind of say that this is going to be the final pose. And with all that being said, I am actually really loving this Cody Rhodes. I'm loving how well it fits in with like the collection. And honestly, this may be my favorite Cody Rhodes gear that has come out and that I personally own so far. So, you can kind of get that added bonus. The Ultimate Edition gear definitely being a close second, and then the red one being a good third, especially because the red and blue kind of gives me Spider-Man vibes, I can't lie. Me being a big web head always gets a bonus on that kind of gear, like color pattern, even if it's not meant for the idea of it being like a Spider-Man themed gear. It doesn't really matter, but what does matter is on the scale of 1 to 10, plus the scale of 1 to 5 stars, the good old 1 to Young Buck match. What would I rate this figure? Honestly, out of all these Cody Rhodes that I have gotten, I can't exactly remember what I rated them all, but I'm sure I gave all these Codys a good solid 8 or higher, and that trend will more than certainly keep going with the fact that this Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, is a good solid, we'll say a good solid 8.8 out of 10. Almost that solid 9. Maybe a t-shirt honestly would have been like nice, or an extra head scan could have blown this into that 9 tier ranking, making it almost a perfect figure. But it's still a really great figure nonetheless. And let's be honest, if I do rank it in the scale of like 6 or 7, that still doesn't make it a bad figure. Maybe there was just a lot of quality control issues or something of that nature for mine. So you can take that in with a grain of salt when you purchase yours, if you do purchase yours. Anything lower than a 5 though is probably trash. That's just my opinion though. And with all that being said, the 1 to Young Buck match, the good old Dave Meltzer star rating, we're gonna give this guy a good old solid 4 and 4.25 star? No, that'd technically be a little too low. You do a half a star, that may be a little too low still too. We'll say like 4 1/7 star. I don't know exactly what I'd rank it, so you could say 4.5 star just to make it a little bit simpler. But honestly, this figure deserves all of its praises, at least finally getting it in hand. I am loving it, and I know I knew I was gonna love it a little bit more than like the Rumble gear from the like Rumble action figure wave, or his Elite 112 or whatever it was, which have been having the stiff leg problem. So keep that in mind, along with any Cody Rhodes release from here on forward, though I do still plan on getting a lot of these Codys that are coming out. So nonetheless, you'll still probably end up seeing them eventually pop up on the channel, just like you would have eventually saw the Elite Series 113 Punk on the channel. But with that being said, sadly still in the process of getting that shit all handled, and hoping that I'll be able to get the Elite Series Elite Series 113 CM Punk. I want that Macho Man gear so bad. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check out that unboxing video, the 350 subscriber unboxing special. Finally brought unboxings back after almost a year's worth of not doing them. And of course, with the first one back, we kind of ate a little shit. But that shit will hopefully turn into some chicken salad, or chicken shit, turn it into chicken salad, or take the shit and turn it into gold, and we'll get our Macho Man Punk gear. I love on how every time I go for the outro as well, this song in particular tends to pop up. But yeah, go check out the unboxing video. Go check out any other action figure reviews. Speaking of that unboxing though, if you haven't checked that out yet, maybe, just maybe you should, because then you would know up next, we've got the Unmatched Series 11, Will Ospreay, and I am super excited to review him as well. But with all that being said, on top of all that kind of content, we do also do pick feds, which is why Cody Rhodes is holding the World Heavyweight Champion there, because he is currently and still is our inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, hasn't lost the belt yet since we started doing the Fed, and he has won it. So maybe you should go check that out. Everything is available on YouTube. Thankfully, finally worked that out after so long. May not be the best start, but hopefully once you get towards episode 14, which is our latest release, you'll feel a little bit better on what you're watching, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm downgrading the product a little too much, because the first episode didn't really go according to plan, I guess you could say. And well, the original viewing of it got blocked, so I had to re-upload it. I just muted it. I didn't do any commentary or nothing, so meh. But all my recent stuff, I do stuff with a dude from Instagram that I have become really good friends with. His name is Tyler, also known as Action Figure Universe. Maybe go check him out if you guys could. I don't shout him out enough on the channel, in my opinion, just because he helps out quite a bit. If anything, he may be the biggest help I have when it comes to the channel, pick fed wise. But enough said. Go check out the pick fed content. Go check out everything we've got going. Our next pay-per-view is Armageddon, so maybe you'll want to stick around long enough to watch that and see who may survive the Armageddon Gauntlet for the World Heavyweight Championship. But on that note, if you guys also could, feel free to go out of your way and subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe, and we are currently sitting at 352 subscribers, so thank you guys for that. And on that note, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone. But if I was, do you think I would have gotten screwed on that CM Punk like I did yesterday, or well, technically earlier today? But who knows, you might be seeing this the very next day I upload this. I might upload this on Wednesday. You never know. Either way, it doesn't matter. On that note, just have a good rest of your night. Deuces, ooses, yeet.